Manchester United face Brighton at home, and this is going to be the preview for the game, talking about the tactics, predicted team. Obviously, Manchester United got their biggest and best result of the season away at Anfield in our last game. Now it's the perfect opportunity for Manchester United to build on this. Now again, we face Brighton at home in the Premier League with a big game expected. Now you look at Brighton, they've had some good performances this season. They've beaten Chelsea, they've beaten Man City. They've had some very good performances, but their only two losses of the season have come away from home, so they don't have the greatest away record. Now again, they're 1 point behind us, and Manchester United going into this game in need of a win really. I mean, 3 points would be good at this stage of the season. There's a perfect opportunity away from home as well, and there's a perfect opportunity to build on this. Now in terms of Manchester United versus Brighton at Old Trafford, the results really haven't been that great. 3-1 loss the last time we played them in January. If you remember, it was the time Onana made the silly mistakes. And then before that, it was Ten Hag, and we lost 3-1 at home as well. So two back-to-back 3-1 defeats at home in the last two times that we played Brighton obviously isn't good. But United go into this game, I would say probably on form. I mean, we've won quite a few of our last games, obviously with a Brighton loss in there, but we've beaten Sunderland, we've beaten Liverpool, we've beaten Chelsea, 3 wins out of our last 5. Whereas you look at Brighton, they won their last game against Newcastle in some good fashion with Danny Welbeck scoring for them. They drew with Wolves and they've beaten Chelsea. So yeah, they've got some good form, and they do have some decent players as well. Now look at the Manchester United team who's going into this. MAGUIRE was pictured back in training. Martinez apparently took part in a training session with the team. I don't think he'll be available for this game, but potentially looking at the Forest game, or maybe the game after that against Spurs as the first game for him to come back. Now you look at the team news, as I said, MAGUIRE in training, everyone else is fit and available and ready. Now look at the team that started against Liverpool. It was obviously Lamont in goal, a back three of Shaw, Maguire and De Ligt, who I thought did very well. Dalot and Ahmad as your wing backs, Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes, and Mbeumo, Mount and Cunha. Now I think large parts of that team will stay. I think Lamont will obviously remain in goal, had another impressive performance against Liverpool. Yeah, I think at home he will definitely start this game. I don't think there's any reason why you would change your goalkeeper. Back three now, Maguire has to start. I mean, based on the performance against Liverpool, I think you should be rewarded with a start. Now I've seen people saying you need progressive carriers in there and you go with De Ligt in the centre and move Euro to the right, but I think Maguire's had a very good performance against Liverpool, and going on merit he deserves to start this game. So I'd go Maguire in the middle. I'd actually drop Shaw to the bench, or you could put my left wing back, but I drop Shaw for Euro and I keep De Ligt on the right. I think obviously down that side they have got Minte, who's a very fast and quick player who can cause problems, and I think having Euro on that side, in the position he came on against Liverpool, would be perfect. Now left wing back, as I said, I don't want to see Dalot there. Dorgu did look a bit shaky against Liverpool, so you could very well see Luke Shaw there. Do I think he trusts Luke Shaw to play there? Probably not, so I think he probably will go with Dorgu. On the right, you keep Amad Diallo. I think that relationship with Mbeumo is really developing really well. They look very comfortable against Liverpool. Sunderland was another impressive game, and then Burnley as well. So they've had some good performances together, and Mbeumo obviously got the goal, but their relationship is developing really well. Into midfield now, I think you go with Casemiro again. I think the only reason he got taken off against Liverpool was again the caution of the yellow card. I think he comes into this game. Listen, Brighton have a decent midfield. They got Ayari, obviously Baleba, someone who Manchester United have been linked to, so we'll see how he plays against Manchester United, see how the audition goes. But yeah, they got Rutter in there as well. We know they have runners, we know they have quality, so I'd go with Casemiro and Bruno in there again. Now the front three, now listen, I understand why he played Mount, Cunha and Mbeumo against Liverpool. You wanted to be mobile, you wanted it to be a fluid attack, you wanted it to be to win the second balls, and you wanted runners and you wanted players to help the team. Now in this game, we're at home, you want SESKO to lead the line. Hopefully he can get another goal as well. So I would go with Mount, Cunha and SESKO as the front three. Cunha, Mbeumo and SESKO as the front three, with Mount to come off the bench. That would be my team that I'd go for. Quickly run through it again. Lamont in goal, a back three of Euro on the left, Maguire and De Ligt, Ahmad and maybe Luke Shaw, but potentially Dorgu as your wing backs. Casemiro, Bruno, Mount, Cunha and SESKO. Now again, there could be changes. No minutes for Manu again. Euro will come in. Obviously SESKO, I want to see him start as well. And listen, Brighton have a decent defensive record as well. If you look at it, they have conceded goals away from home, Brighton, if we're being honest. Do you look at their last few results, They conceded 1 away at Newcastle. It was a great goal by Walter. But in terms of away from home, they conceded 1 against Brighton, 2 against Spurs. So they do concede goals, and I think you can definitely get at them. Cunha and Burma have looked very, very good. Hopefully they can link up. SESKO as well. And it's all about getting that win, more importantly. But yeah, I think Manchester United will win this game. I think Brighton, they're a very good side, a very good possession-based side, and they do play some very, very good football. If we look at some of their stats for this season, away from home, they've played 4 games, won 1, draw 1, and lost 2. They've scored 5 and conceded 6. Whereas if you look at home, they've scored 7 and conceded 5. So listen, they do concede more from home. Obviously, Minte is a player to look out for. Matoma, we know he's a threat. They're good defensively as well, so they could be very difficult to break down. But yeah, you look at how United played against Liverpool. We need to build on that momentum. As I said, will he make changes? Probably not. Again, I would like to see Mazraoui potentially in that game after Brighton come in. I think he'll be ready for that then. I think the game after that is Nottingham Forest, so I would like to see Mazraoui come in for that game. But for this game, I'd go with that. I think you have to start Maguire. I think you have to start De Ligt. But again, it's good to have options. Now, in terms of predicted results, I'm going to back Manchester United to win. Do I think we concede? Yes. I mean, Brighton always score against Manchester United, but I think it's going to be a 2-1 game. I think we've looked very comfortable defensively of recent with Le Mans, as I said, but again, I still think we'll concede. Attacking wise, we're seeing Cunha and Burma, we're seeing SESKO and Mount as well. So the attack is looking very, very good, and we can definitely score goals. So yeah, I think it's going to be a tough game. It's 5:30 at home, but it's another opportunity. I mean, Benjamin Sesko's our top scorer with 2 goals this season, but you look at how many games we played at home. We've played 4, won 3 and only lost 1 at home. That obviously being to Arsenal in the opening game. So we haven't actually lost at home since that game, which was the very first game of the season. We scored 7 and conceded. So yeah, that's obviously really good. Yes, I do expect it to be a typical game, but we've got some good players. And I think we have some, I mean, XG as well. Goals per match, 9th in the league. Yeah, so, and it'd be good to hopefully, I hope we don't concede and we get a clean sheet. But again, 2nd highest expected goals in the league, so I'm expecting United to get the job done. Let me know your thoughts.